Back to the channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Hannibal. This is the Hannibal is Hungry YouTube channel. And we're here live to check out another Thornton Township meeting. Probably one of the last meetings. Oh, my phone is yelling. Probably one of the last meetings that looks like Tiffany Henyard is going to be the supervisor of. So we're getting towards the end. We're getting towards the end, and we're going to see how this pans out. Do I think the Tiffany Henyard story is going to end? No, not at all. But the story of her being the supervisor and the mayor, yeah, I think we're probably at the end here. So we'll see if she is here. She may not be. So if anything, we will, check out the meeting and everything. We see this stream is courtesy of Vivian Allen, your favorite survivor. Her link is on the pinned comment. Please give her a follow. She is following, I think at this point, multiple meetings, multiple places in that Southland. And you think that this is the only area in Township where there's corruption? You're wrong, because we'll be talking about a mayor right after this meeting. But there's tons and tons of problems throughout the entire area. So she's going to be doing a lot of the live streaming, checking out other meetings. So if you want to kind of follow along what's going on, you definitely want to give her a subscription or a sub. Well, you know what I'm talking about. But we will be here. Yeah, Nat Matthew, I don't think she's going to probably be there. It's actually damn, I clicked off the agenda. The agenda was pretty short. So it wasn't a whole lot going on in this agenda. So this if Tiffany Hay is not there, the meeting's gonna go pretty quick. But if she does show that, the back and forth and everything, but people are saying that she's not there, that she's still on the West Coast. She traveled recently. She hasn't come back. I have checked her social media a little bit. Haven't seen anything of what she's doing currently. So it's possible she's just, in that transition phase to find something else to do, because that's a big amount of money to be taken away from your, salary, right? Like you're making almost $300,000 a year, and then next minute you're not. So she has to make some moves, obviously. So we'll see. Norm says Harvey is one with multiple investigations ongoing or pending. Exactly. You have a mayor in Riverdale that's indicted. There's a bunch of problems. Are they going to be as crazy and as ridiculous as Tiffany Hay? Probably not. But the corruption, which is actually more important, that actually affects people's lives, is still on and popping over there. The corruption is still there. The political machine is still on and running. So it's always going to be issues going there. So if you definitely live in that area, you should not just think everything's going to be okay because Tiffany Hay is gone. Without Tiffany, it's boring. Yeah, but I think at this point, they've been through so many years of this constant chaos. Some boring by-the-book meetings is probably what the doctor ordered. So it's all good. While my dog is drinking water really loud. I don't know if that'll pick up on the mic. But we're going to check it out. Let me see if the sound is good. Hopefully it is. Let me just check out, see what they're saying.
I'm going to debate. I am. Listen. But, yeah. So, yeah. That's it.
Would you have wanted to come? I didn't even think about it.
So, I have something else.
All right. Just checking, making sure that everything is working well. I think it is. I heard everything. So, thank you, TD, dear. I appreciate that. Oh, TC, dear. Appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate everyone that's been watching the videos beyond just Tiffany Hay. I know I did some videos on crazy streamers. There's always something to talk about on this channel. So appreciate you guys that watch not just Tiffany Hay videos, but other videos too. Because you also notice that there is a very familiar mindset for the people who we talk about on this channel. How they believe that they can do something that most people can't do, or get away with something that most people shouldn't get away with, and how they use whatever they have, their skills of manipulation or just scheming, scamming, to get the things that they want, and not being transparent. And usually they have to get caught and have to double back or double down. So we will be here regardless of who we cover. And there's so much going on. So I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, Tiffany Henyard it's at this point, she lost the primary. She can't, she's a write-in candidate for the township. That's highly unlikely that she's going to get elected. The Dalton doesn't look too good. I mean, obviously with that situation, that's gone. So at this point, we're here at the very end, and I want to see what it gets covered. So, damn it, I had the agenda up, and I don't know where I put it. But it was very short, like very quick agenda that was popped up. So let me see if I can find it real fast. But if it starts, we'll just jump right in. Okay, let me see if I can put it real quick. Hold on, put it in y'all faces real fast. Yeah, we'll check. But yeah, just real quick so you guys can see what they're talking about today. So really things you've already seen. Meeting to order, roll call, pledge of allegiance. Public comments is first. Approval of minutes, approval of bills, old business resolutions, new business, request for proposal for IT services. Okay. And let me see that. I hope you guys can see this because I know it's pretty small when you're looking on the phone. And the closed session is to discuss hiring discipline, performance compensation, and dismissal of certain personnel, legal counsel, accusation of real property, legal matters pending, probable or immediate litigation pursuant to the Section 2C1 of the Open Meetings Act related to employee or discipline of certain employees. This was here last meeting, so I don't know what's going on with that. And possible action following the closed session, possible action related to the supervisor's vehicle stipend. We talked about that last meeting where they needed more, I guess, time to research that. And then approval of a settlement agreement against Marvelia Green versus Thornton Township. I'm not familiar with that case. Maybe I looked that up while the meeting is going on. So that's what we got so far. And as you see, the meeting hasn't started yet. So as we do that, let me look up exactly what that case is. Hopefully I get a chance to do that. But let's put the sound on to see what's going on inside the building.
But it was real nice.
I have a tender digestive system, so I would be concerned about traveling to Africa because of that.
I also have,
A tender tummy.
I do, and I got sick on the way back home. So last week I spent all week in bed.
Let me just tell y'all while we wait. Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Got an agenda. Somebody asked about an agenda.
No.
So, this is the agenda for today's meeting.
I think it's
I
upside
don't know if y'all
down.
can read it, but
I think it's upside
the
down.
agenda. I got new business cards, everybody. I felt like I couldn't talk about what I'm doing without actually showing. So, these are my new business cards. Hey, how you doing? I'm just calling you. You heard me?
Right, nothing's happening right now. Let's see what's going on, Stephanie. Appreciate you guys. They shall elect a pro. They have I think Gonzalez is the one that's running everything. But they always have to make sure they give enough time legally to see if the supervisor will show up, even though she probably won't. But you know how it is. Okay, so problem is this is real quickly done AI, so hopefully this is the case. So the lawsuit from Miss Green, I don't know that's a woman or a man, I shouldn't say that. So Marvelia Green versus Thornton Township. This lawsuit evolves around negligence and wrongful death related to COVID-19 workplace safety protocols. So Green was an employee of the township, filed a lawsuit claiming the township failed to implement adequate protective measures, leading to her contracting COVID-19 at work. Wow. Subsequently, her husband also contracted the virus and died. Green argued that the township's negligence in enforcing safety guidelines, like masking, social distancing, and sanitation, directly contributed to her exposure and her husband's death. All right. Well, that's a bit one. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen about that one. That's pretty serious.
She's gonna show up.
Let's see what is anything started. You want to start yet? Okay, should be starting in a few minutes, guys.
She should be at work every day.
So, but yeah, that's the lawsuit. I guess they're going to be talking about, I guess at the closed session. So, this employee is saying, or ex-employee is saying that they caught COVID-19 at work, and the husband had it and passed away, and she's suing for the negligence on the township part. So we'll see.
I want to start doing more fun, interactive things when I go on live with y'all. So
Let's come coming back up here.
exactly. You about to make me laugh. Whopper. Lord. Right.
Do you think she's gonna go out? Did she write ins to boost her delusional confidence? Probably not. I mean, I thought she was gonna go. I thought she was gonna go out with a bang. Maybe. I mean, this is not necessarily the last meeting as she's supervisor. It's just the last meeting before the election. I think they don't move and change everything in for another month or so. So maybe she still does the big send off, crash out speech. I hope she does. That'll be useful for us to do. Yeah, and April 1st is right around the corner. What's that, next week? Yeah, that's next Tuesday. So next Tuesday, I think a few of you guys wanted to do a live stream during that day. We'll probably do it. I think it would be like the last time. We'll start the stream right as the end of the voting, and since it's not that many people, I mean it's 100,000. They should be able to calculate, and we'll figure out all of the winners and losers. There's a mayoral election, I think, for Lynwood. Again, we'll talk about that a little later on. So we have a little bit of everything we'll be discussing after this meeting as well.
Ready now?
I feel better. I am more.
It should be soon. We start soon.
When more than now, the time is right.
Now that things are starting to blow over, you have an opportunity.
Yeah, so I'm a plan to do a walk for my birthday.
Okay, which is
Tumor awareness July 10th.
All right, we're still waiting, guys. We're still waiting. Still waiting. Bob says there's still a chance that she'll make a long and positive speech about how she's the victim of personal persecution. Oh yeah, definitely. I can't. I mean, I know you guys are not. We want to talk about football, but the fact that the Giants signed Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, like, what are we doing? What are we doing, Giants? Like, so this is it. Those two are going to take us anywhere. They're going to beat the Eagles. They're going to beat the Commanders. Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. That's what we got. I'm sorry. It had nothing to do with anything we were talking about. But I don't know what the Giants are doing. I guess they don't want to. I don't know. I guess they're not. I don't know what they're doing. I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea what they're doing. Anywho, yeah, I just we talked about the agenda. It's pretty basic stuff. Actually, some of the stuff that was already discussed or was supposed to be discussed last meeting, but they're about to start, so I don't want to jump in right now. We'll go through it.
And it could be an awkward word.
Just waiting.
If they don't have the date, I can push it back when they say for my birthday, this is what I want you guys to do. You know what I'm saying? So, like.
All right. I thought they would be getting it over with. Hold on a second. I can show you guys real quick since nothing's happening. We'll put the sound out, but I'll put the agenda back on the screen so you guys can look at it.
Projects you come out and figure out what they have available and figure out what they can help you with when it comes to sponsorship. Because the lady who owns the Bible said that they'll sponsor me. So they can $500 sponsor towards the wall, and they'll have people come out and walk on the wall. So
the township sponsor.
we have to be doing this right. We gotta think.
the supervisor, new supervisor will.
And this is the part that that they discussed this in the closed session the last meeting a couple of days ago. They're still going to talk about the vehicle stipend and this lawsuit approval of the agreement. So I guess Miss Green, because her husband passed away, they lost this one. They have to pay this out to this person. So I am interested in exactly. I mean, are they going to say how much money she's going to get? I'm not sure. But this is the agenda right here.
Anybody that has had non-cancerous or cancerous tumors are invited to join me in on the walk. So
Ew.
even if you have breast cancer,
I mean, anything at this point, anything other than the Eagles. Tired of winning.
included in this walk, in that too. So that's what my goal is, to bring all one together.
Correct. They got a lot. They did get a lot done.
Get people to help.
But we were still interested in knowing the employee that was supposed to be let go, but I guess they resigned, and then
And like medical,
this settlement agreement that just came here right here. Very interesting.
so that's what I'm.
Oh, you will. We'll talk about that right after this meeting. You'll see why she's in the title.
You know, food for people.
Where are you planning on
The
doing
Park
this?
District. Yeah. Yeah.
Good question. I have no idea how the lawsuit went down, but they're talking about approving the settlement. So I don't know what went down, how that. I have no clue. But the lawsuit basically said that she is blaming the township for not adequately doing, I guess, all that COVID-19 protocols. She contracted, went home, her husband had it, and passed away. And she believes the township is responsible. Other than that, I don't know. No clue. But yeah, that was it. Just showing you guys the agenda real quick. Let me put this back here. Yeah. Teflon Don with a $2 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. Who resigned? We don't know. No idea. No, I have no clue. They have not said anything publicly. Well, you know what? I appreciate that you're happy. I appreciate you're being happy. Shout out to that. Very funny. Nah, Johnny Somali would not be living in my house. I can't deal with that kind of insane stuff. I can't deal with that. But hopefully he'll be out of trouble. Are we about to, I think they're about to start. Let me see.
Is that the sign y'all talking about? Say yes or no. I'm sorry.
Contact tracing. Okay. I've heard of that term. I couldn't tell you if that actually is something that, I mean, for the lawyers to just say that they approved it, I guess there was enough to say that she only went to these places to work and didn't get it anywhere else. I don't know. I don't have all the details. I'm just telling you like the broad sense of the lawsuit. Don't know how it went down, to be honest.
Camera to the left. That's where she at. Why is it on us and her? That don't even make sense. Oh, she on both screens, but is that who is he?
Yeah, I think she won't be in a capacity to represent people, but she will definitely be online somewhere. That I'm pretty confident that she will be online doing something. But at least she won't be running a town or a village or a city or anything like that. I don't think that's going to happen. But she's definitely going to be online somewhere.
No, I want to talk to her about something.
Thank you, LJ. Well, I can't talk right now. LJ, appreciate the explanation. I mean, to just agree to pay someone, it had to have been some level of information. So, wait, something's happening? Hold on a second.
So the attorney is not even on Zoom. He's just on his phone. Must be nice. We should get a discount for today.
Probably not.
That's crazy.
Yeah, last time she was visible on the screen before the meeting began.
Right, he was just in his car driving. The attorney, and he turned his camera off. So that's why he just said, I'm here, I'm on the phone.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's a guy.
Unless she gets connected to some kind of production company
I
or
thought y'all was talking about the attorney.
some major
I'm sorry.
network or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's on the mic, but he's not on the camera. You know,
It's
because
a
he's
new
driving.
attorney, isn't it?
I think so, but he's driving.
Oh,
Why is he not here? It's weird. Yeah, it's a guy attorney this week, y'all, and I don't know if y'all paid attention, but when they hit him on the Zoom, he was driving, but now he called in and he's just using his voice for right now. Interesting.
All right, it's taking forever. I guess the lawyer's running late or something. We're about 22 minutes in. Hopefully this gets started soon. Miss DJ, appreciate you. Thank you very much for that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everyone who's here. Hit the like, subscribe, all that good stuff. The stuff that doesn't cost you anything. And I appreciate taking the time to hang out with me on this Tuesday evening. You could be anywhere else, but you're here hanging out to see what's going on. It doesn't look like Tiffany is going to show up, so this is probably another no-show. So this is going to be a pretty quick meeting. It seems like when she is not in the building, whether it's in the township or the village of Dalton, the meetings go much faster than usual. We're not here for 2-3 hours. They're going back and forth with each other. So
Second and fourth Tuesday of every month. No problem. What I'm learning is some of our meetings fall on the same day. So,
what's good, correctional officer?
for instance, school board have a meeting tonight, I believe.
Oh, there he is.
He's back on that. He done got home.
Can you hear us, attorney?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you. All right, we're gonna get started. Good evening, everyone.
good evening.
This is the meeting of the Board of Trustees. Date is March 25th at 6:24 p.m. I will call the roll. Trustee Gonzalez.
Present.
Trustee Gray Everett. Trustee Wiedemann. Present. Trustee Carlisle. Present. Supervisor Henyard. Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
There he is. The nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Since the supervisor's not here, we need to vote in a supervisor pro temp.
I'll make a motion to nominate Chris for Supervisor Pro Temp.
Second. Trustee Carlisle.
Yes.
Trustee Wiedemann.
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Yes.
Trustee Gray Everett. Supervisor Henyard. Motion passed.
Great, Ever just ain't coming back.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, we have public comments.
Vivian Allen.
Oh,
We have 3 minutes.
3 minutes? Okay, I'm sorry.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to be very brief. I just wanted, I was trying to pull this off. I'm sorry. I just wanted to come up here and give a reminder to everyone that it's very important that we vote in this election for the right person for this job. We have Election Day, April 1st, and early voting is going on right now. So we just want to make sure that we get somebody in this seat that can undo the things that Tiffany Henyard has done. And thank you, trustees, for putting everybody in the same room. This is very much appreciated because there's no threat in this building. Thank you.
Not anymore.
Catherine, Ms. Catherine Cranberry.
Hi,
Hi.
my name is Catherine Granberry. I am a township employee for 12 years. Back in July of last year, I was asked to perform at the Taste, which I agreed. Angela asked me to submit a contract / proposal. I did the same day. Okay, this was like maybe a month and a half before the actual Taste. So she said she needed to bring it to the board to get approved and everything. So meanwhile, in passing in the hall, Angie, I asked her that anybody that they approved. So she said nothing happened. So okay. So we were really excited. Me and my band, Lady and the Gents, were excited about performing on the same stage as Kiki Wyatt. Okay. That same day, someone asked me to perform at another event. I turned it down because everybody was excited to be on the same stage with Kiki. Okay, so time passed. We missed the concert. I gave up my day. The guys gave up their day. We didn't get to perform. The Monday came around. I was at the front desk. Robert says, hey Trish, we got a check there for you from the Taste. I said, so when was somebody gonna tell me I was performing? This is Monday already. So I said, well, in my contract, I stated that if you all fail to contact me, you should pay me $8,000. Okay, so now, since I said that, now we wanna put the legalities in it. I said, I've been performing for the township for many years. For the Taste, for Frank's dinners, for the picnics, my band has been performing all the time. I've never had to go through this to get my money. And I felt like the township slapped me in the face to not pay me what I asked and honor my contract and to pay Kiki all that money to sing 20 minutes to karaoke tracks, and we were gonna sing 1 hour of live R&B music. That's a slap in my face. Township is my family. Okay, so I felt that you all could have done better. I didn't come. I've been missing meetings because there have been other things more priority than what I was asking for. But I feel like, it's time to, come on, do right by me and my band because they waited as well as I did. And I've been waiting patiently. So, and I don't want to, I know what the township is going through, and I'm not trying to start any extra stuff. Lord knows we don't need it. But I would like for you all to honor my contract before the next administration. I've sent the emails to the trustees. No one has contacted me.
Time.
Thank you. Can I say this one thing? It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come.
All right, sing it, girl. Thank you.
You know what, it breaks my heart to hear that story. Can you hear me? Is the mic on?
I think it's off.
Who's taking on my public comment? Okay. Thank you.
Hello? Okay, much better. Yeah, I am so sorry you're going through that. Remember who's at the helm though, so it's not just completely on them. I just want to say, but that was a great ending. So, yeah, I'm just flabbergasted that Darlene Gray Everett continues to not show up. Is someone keeping count on how many meetings she's missed? Because what really it makes me just angry is how she ridiculed Carmen and Trustee Gonzalez a few times, but mostly Carmen, who was not showing up because she was concerned for her safety. So Darlene has missed how many meetings, and has she even given an excuse or a reason why? So, you know, she needs to go. She just needs to go, and it's like I said, it's a slap in the face that not only she is not showing up, but the supervisor. This is the last regular board meeting prior to the election. I thought she'd be in here begging for votes. She has been making posts as far as being a write-in candidate, but at least come and, I mean, I'm just like, I can't even understand how she expects anyone to vote for her, and she's just basically abandoned her seat because things didn't go her way. She hasn't been here since she wouldn't allow Stephanie to dial in via Zoom to the meeting. Speaking of which, is the attorney present tonight?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, that's good to know. Because it's always good to get proper guidance, and I feel like with Tiffany, when she's not here, we actually get that. So, thank you guys for showing up. Let this, let this situation be an indication of what you should do between now and next Tuesday. So that's all I want to say. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
Dennis Thomas.
I like him.
Okay, I'm a little bit hoarse. I wasn't gonna say anything, but first off, this is a great setup. Everything is wonderful.
Ain't it?
Okay, I only got one thing to say. Can we have to start out with prayer. We do the Pledge of Allegiance, so please let us have a spot to pray. That's all I'm asking, because we're not gonna get anywhere without God. So if we can say the Pledge of Allegiance, I know we can pray. So please put a spot in for prayer. Because without prayer, we're not going to get anywhere. I know I'm telling the truth. I don't know a whole lot, but I know where there's prayer, there's power, and we're going to need a lot of prayer. Amen. You know what? Because I see this administration is going to have a whole lot of power. Okay? That's all.
Thank you.
LaSharon.
I love her too.
All right, good evening. I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for respecting us. I appreciate how you have taken the time, especially at the last meeting, to explain the different items to us. Thank you for respecting us as residents and treating us as though we are adults and we are important and that we are part of this township. And the last thing I would iterate on is, like she said, let's make sure we get out and vote. You don't just vote, but bring somebody with you, especially if you have children that live in your homes. Let's take them with us. That's the only way we're going to learn something. So make sure you vote. It's early voting. Voting is on April 1st. So let's show up. The building should be busting out at the seams at the different polling places.
Especially in
Thank
Dalton.
you once again for respecting us.
Thank you.
Right, that concludes public comments. Next on the agenda is approval of minutes. We have a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion.
Right.
Trustee Carlisle?
Yes.
Trustee Wiedemann?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Gray Everett? Supervisor Henyard? Motion passed.
Right. Next on the agenda, we have approval of bills. We have a motion to approve general fund bills.
No.
I would like to make a motion to approve a portion of the bills. I would like to pay the bills, removing items 4 through 12, and paying the remaining of the bills. I'll second.
What are the bills?
That were taken out?
Yeah.
There, 4 through 9 is for gym booths. It was for catering events, for events that we
He at
didn't
home
approve.
playing around.
And then
Attention.
10, 11, and 12 was for Southwind RCM Communications. which a lot of those things were not in compliance with the image ordinance. So these are previous things we've taken out before, it's just, they carried over, so we're taking them out again.
Thank you.
All right, call the roll, please.
Trustee Carlisle?
Yes.
Trustee Wiedemann?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Gray Everett? Supervisor Henyard? Motion passed.
All right, is there a motion to approve the general assistance fund bills?
I would like to make a motion, to pay the general fund bills excluding item 1 through 6, which are credit card bills is for ClickSend. Again, these are things that we've taken out before. They just didn't come in compliance with the image ordinance, and so we're taking them out.
Okay. You approve.
I'll second.
All right, motion and second, could we call the roll, please?
Trustee Carlisle?
Yes.
Trustee Wiedemann?
Yes.
Yeah, his
Trustee
camera.
Gonzalez? Supervisor Pro Temp Gonzalez?
Yes.
Sorry. Trustee Gray Everett? Supervisor Henyard? Motion passed.
I don't think Robert
All
here.
right, road and bridge fund bills, is there a motion to approve?
Second. Second.
All right, motion and second, call the roll, please.
Trustee Carlisle?
Yes.
Trustee Wiedemann?
Yes.
Trustee Gray Everett? Supervisor Henyard, Super Pro Temp Gonzalez?
Yes.
Motion passed.
All right, next item is old business. I don't believe we have anything on old business. Next item would be resolutions, proclamations, and ordinances. I don't think we have anything under that item as well. Next on the agenda, we have new business. Item A is request for proposal for IT services. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion. I'll second for discussion purposes.
All right, discussion.
So I just have some questions. I saw Leon here earlier. I just have questions regarding what this is for. I mean, there was no proposal in there.
This, IT services. That's Tiffany in your shit. She needs some new.
All right, here's.
Hi.
Hey, Leon, I just had some questions about the proposal for the IT services that is on the agenda.
We did not request for it. We did insert it.
Oh.
Okay,
That's just
thank you.
basically all we need clarification on, because in the agenda, I'm sure everyone's the same, but there's not even a.
He did not put that in there. He do not know what it is. So somebody is adding fluff to the budget, trying to get paid.
I have no other questions.
So there's a motion and second.
That's crazy.
You're calling the roll to approve it?
Take it off.
Yeah, let her call the roll, we can vote. Yeah.
Take it completely off. Right.
Yeah, that was the motion and second, unless somebody wants to change it, we still vote.
To approve it.
She must have, she don't know anything about it. She must want some more of these.
Trustee Carlisle?
Oh, sorry.
No.
Trustee Wiedemann?
No.
Supervisor Pro Temp Gonzalez?
No.
Motion failed.
All right, next on the agenda, we have closed session. No. A lot of this is done. We have items to go on for closed session.
I'll make a motion to go to closed session. To discuss hiring, discipline, performance, compensation, and the dismissal of certain personnel, legal counsel, acquisition of property, matters pending, probable or imminent litigation pursuant to section 2C1 of the Open Meeting Act related to the employment or discipline of specific employees.
I'll second.
All right, call
Trustee, Wiedemann? Yes. Trustee Carlisle?
Yes.
Supervisor Pro Tem Gonzalez?
Yes.
6:41. We're going into
Closed session. Okay.
All right, closed session. What happened with the IT services? I'm confused too. I don't know what's going on. So we're gonna rewatch this real quick because I don't know. So the old dude showed up. He said something. So we're gonna rewind a little bit so we know exactly what's going on. Let me see where was that? Let's see. Well, I was a little confused. Okay, start from okay. Let me hear this real fast.
Hi.
Hey, Leon, I just had some questions about the proposal for the IT services that is on the agenda.
We did not request for it. We did insert that.
Oh.
Okay,
That's just
thank you.
basically
He
all
said
we
he
need
did not
clarification on,
insert
because
it.
in the agenda, I'm sure everyone's the same, but there's not even a.
He did
page
not
detailing
put that in
it.
there. He do not know what it is. So somebody is adding fluff to the budget, trying to get paid.
I have no other questions.
So there's a motion and second.
That's crazy.
You're calling the roll to approve it?
Take it off.
Yeah, let her call the roll, we can vote. Yeah.
Take it completely off. Right.
Yeah, that was the motion and second, unless somebody wants to change it, we still vote.
To approve it.
She must have.
Okay.
know anything about it. She must want some more of these.
Trustee Carlisle?
Oh, sorry.
No. Trustee Wiedemann?
No.
Supervisor Pro Tem Gonzalez?
No.
Motion.
Again, I would be the happiest person in.
Okay, so I just wanted to have an idea, like what happened. So something was put in, a request for IT services. So we can look at this real quick as I'm talking about this. So we're here, right? We're here at the point. That's why they went to closed session. Request for approval for the IT service. They bring a representative to discuss it, and he had no idea what we're talking about, saying that we didn't put that in there. So who did? Who's sneaking in things? Like what? Is that's weird, right? who's sneaking it in there? That's just a bit odd. Stephen, appreciate the comment. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. But yeah, I'm a little. Yeah, is the clerk, is the like who put it in there? If the IT guy was like, "Oh, I didn't request this," and they were like, "All right." I mean, like you guys look at this. This is the agenda. This is it. This is one page, literally just one, and they just threw it in there. Hey, so maybe we'll get some money for the IT services. That's a bit odd. Has anyone seen that before? Like, just random things going to be put on the agenda, even the people who are like representative of this part, like I didn't do it. So that was weird. He called Elon. No politics up in here. You know how it is. Listen, I don't got time for that. All right. So we're waiting. We're gonna be chilling. But oh yeah. So since we're doing that, good question, Cheryl. I don't know. I have no idea who writes it. No clue who writes it. Shoot. I forgot what I was doing. Okay. Does that show? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I have no idea. Money that was to be redirected towards who? All right, so they're doing the closed session. Let me put it back up here, guys, so you guys can look at it. Make it nice and big for you guys. So they're doing the hiring of discipline performance to somebody that we don't know. And then they're going to come out talking about possible action against supervisor's vehicle stipend. And this case right here that I talked to you guys earlier about before the meeting started, this lawsuit they have to approve. Marvilla Green versus Thornton Township. And if you guys haven't been here, I'll explain it again. It was involving allegations of neglect negligence and wrongful death related to COVID-19 workplace protocol. So she was an employee of the township. She's filing this lawsuit claiming that the township failed to implement adequate protective measures, leading to her contracting COVID-19 at work. Subsequently, her husband also contracted the virus and died. Green argued that the township's negligence in enforcing safety guidelines, like masking, social distancing, and sanitation, directly contributed to her exposure and her husband's death. And I guess this case likely involved, under the Illinois, I guess, negligence, like tort law, OSHA violations. I mean, remember, there was some OSHA violations from the food pantry because there were mice in there. I know they're totally not related, but that's really interesting. But also, the outcome of this was the township tried to dismiss this based on sovereign immunity, which shields government entities from certain lawsuits. Unfortunately, that didn't work. In 2022, the Illinois appellate court ruled in the favor of the township dismissed this case, but the court also found the township's actions related to the pandemic safety was discretionary policies. So it's interesting. I don't know if they ruled in favor of the time. I guess stupid AI. Did she win the lawsuit or not? I guess we'll talk about that. I guess it must be because it's talking about approval. So, I guess I had a chance to really dig in and look. Oh, wait, is that cool? That guy with the cool hats. What's he saying?
I'm sorry, y'all. I had just turned the camera. So y'all could just see the slick daddy.
Yeah. I thought he was saying something interesting. You know, always looking cool, no matter what. Has anyone received a tally on what the current finances are? I have no idea. I haven't seen anything that's for certain on what exactly happened. Is there a surplus? How much the surplus is? You can't really listen to Robert Hunt because he's basically still, you know, I wouldn't say he's a loyalist. At this point, he was a loyalist to Tiffany Henyard, but he never seemed confident when he was talking about the money. So I don't know. No idea.
Yeah, I just want one question. I didn't show information on the Facebook. She sent it to me. Okay.
Hey, well, you're looking good. You want to show out. Nothing wrong with that. Look, he wants to show out. Look at him. Stop.
They call me Big Al.
Okay.
But on the street, they call me the
So
assassin.
what are you proposing to the township? What was the whole thing? Because I was trying to look it up.
Well,
I really didn't see
President Preckwinkle has several. We have over about $40 million
Okay.
worth of grants and services
Okay.
that we're trying to avail to the residents.
Gotcha. So it's like a grant that the township will be able to control.
To grant and or community-based organizations.
Okay.
Not just churches.
So,
There's different grants,
okay.
different requirements. And then one is President Preckwinkle put like $5 million aside to help residents to put solar installation on their homes.
Okay. That's good.
That's
So when
one
are you
grant.
so are you trying to get it through the Henyard administration or the next one? I guess that's the question.
It doesn't go based on administration.
Okay, so it's just
There's a
what the
time period to
application-
apply,
Gotcha.
and I wanted to make sure to get here so I can make the announcement
Gotcha.
because the grants are due. There is a seminar on Thursday that goes over two of the grants, so I want to make sure to announce it on air
Right.
so that people not in the room can hear it.
Gotcha.
But this is not the only council meeting that I go to.
No, I'm not saying that.
No,
I
no,
was
no,
just
no.
asking.
I'm going to all councils.
Gotcha.
I'm making an announcement
So
there.
is it more so township grants or is it for like the
Any,
local community?
any non-for-profit.
Okay, because I have a non-for-profit, that's why I was asking.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you the
Text me-
information
yeah,
and
text me
then
your number if you can.
I'm gonna send you a text. And the information will be in the text.
Okay, I appreciate it.
And then the president has a radio show, comes on every third Sunday, and it has a lot of that information announced.
Okay.
And I'm on every Sunday.
Every Sunday? Okay, text me your contact. All right, thank you. All right, I'm just gonna make an announcement tonight.
If they allow me to.
Okay.
All right, pimp guy. He's not a pimp. I'm not disrespecting being. I just, good looking guy, good looking suit. When I get that age, I want to get my suit game up. Can't be walking around looking like Kamal. No hate, but at one point, I'm at my 40s, right? I'm gonna be 41 this year. We can't just keep dressing like we're in our 20s. Like, with some of the gear that I see some men wear, especially around my age, like we still think that we're 22, 23, and like we're not, We gotta, make it a little neater. I'm not saying wear suits like we're back in the 50s where everyone wore a nice suit and stuff like that, but come on. We gotta look like that. You know what I'm saying? Nice outfit. Get the hat going. I don't know. That's just my opinion. And I'm talking a lot of mess. I dress very comfortably when I'm outside the house. But yeah, we're still here. We're still waiting. Cafe of Knowledge call him Cab Calloway wannabe. Is he a bad guy? I mean, I have no information on him. Not know. William says he's pushing fake grants. Okay. Yeah, I have no information on the dude. Kamal's pushing. Yeah, after a certain age, we gotta clean it up. And again, I'm talking a lot of mess because I've dressed very comfortably. I mean, I don't have a real job, so I don't necessarily have to go anywhere into the office. But still, we gotta step it up. We all can't dress like we're Lil Wayne. Like we're not Lil Wayne. Okay, we're not these young Thundercats out here with the baggy clothes and stuff like that. Let's clean it up. Us old men, let's clean it up. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but in terms of the individual that's going to, I guess, let people know you can apply for these grants. I don't know anything about him. I don't know if he's no information. I know Vivian had some reservations because he was talking to Tiffany, but it looks like he's probably talking to everyone to apply for grants. Other than that, I have no information. They call him Zoot. The man dresses well. I wish everyone had his attitude, not necessarily his pictures. Yeah, obviously. Taking pride of how you look, and especially when you're going to really important situations, important events, you want to take pride in what how you look. To a point where we don't really hang out or see people with suits anymore, other than church, funerals, court dates, right? People used to dress up to fly. When they had to they had a plane flight to catch, people used to dress up for that. Now everyone just walks in however they want to be. Sometimes no socks, just whatever, come as you are. So we definitely left that level of I don't know. I wouldn't say prideful, but we don't dress that way anymore. And again, I think as we get older, we start to care about that compared to when we're young and you're like, I don't care. You should accept me for who I am. I remember when the NBA started to put in a dress code, and I was annoyed. I'm like, who cares? Like they play basketball. Who cares how they look? They're wearing a uniform when they get into the game, so I know who they are. But that was what Daniel Stern was David Stern, the then commissioner. He was trying to class it up. Like AI was dressed. Everyone wanted to look like AI. And he was looking like a rapper, but he wanted to class it up a little bit because I think it brings more money whether you like it or not, right? So I don't know why I just went that long rant there, but we're trying to kill some time until this closed session is done. I wear night jumpsuits. Listen, no hate. I mean, I'm sure that's very, very comfortable. I said Timberlands don't feel comfortable to me, but those Nike tech suits are very comfortable. Wait, is that? Oh, that's Keith. That's Keith Price. Let's see. Maybe she's approaching him.
I'm just doing the lap while I'm bored. Why is this thing turning? This is so weird. Okay, let me put something in focus. Hold on.
Oh. I thought she was going to talk. I thought she was going to talk to Keith Price. Yeah, that's Keith Price there. Yeah. Yeah, people used to wear suits, and I know it could be it's rigid, it's hot. Who wants to wear like that? You know, that dude. You know, he got 3-piece suit. You got the vest, you got the shirt, the vest, the blazer, got the hat. It's probably not the most comfortable thing. And you guys all have, you know, kids, grandkids, and particularly with boys. Let me ask this question while we're still waiting for this closed session to be end. Do boys and teenage boys, do they wear jeans? I don't think our kids wear jeans anymore, like at all. Like all they wear is the Nikes, the joggers, and the sweatpants. No one wears jeans anymore. Is it just where I'm at here in Brooklyn? You look at a teenager, like come out of school, especially like their junior high or high school. I don't think anyone's wearing jeans. Like we're becoming so comfortable that jeans are now too uncomfortable. We're not wearing jeans anymore. You know, has anyone experienced that, or maybe that's just me? Skinny jeans, I can't. I'm too big for that now. I can't be wearing. Ashley Smith's my 15-year-old don't wear jeans. Yeah, people don't wear jeans anymore. They wear. Yeah, Jordan, I do not understand that. They will wear their hoodies all like summertime. You'll see people in hoodies. I don't get it. Stephanie says my teenage son hates jeans. My grandson only wears jeans to work. There's an attack against jeans. I have an 18-year-old and 16-year-old. They haven't worn jeans in years. What's going on? I actually bought 2 pairs of jeans last week. I wore them once. But yeah, I do wear a lot of joggers. So I am talking a lot of mess, even though I'm not following what I'm saying. But yeah, no one wears jeans anymore. Let's bring jeans back. No skinny jeans. I think let's move past the skinny jeans movement. Like you know, straight leg, you know, regular jeans. But yeah, they don't wear them anymore. They do in Texas. I was in San Antonio, Kenneth, last week, and it was. The weather was amazing, like 80 something every day. And yeah, did I see jeans? Maybe. You know what? I did notice in San Antonio, and it's probably all through Texas. You guys really love pickup trucks. You guys love pickup trucks. And Teslas. You guys have a lot of Teslas over there too. I'm guessing some kind of plant is over there. You guys love y'all big body pickup trucks. I was like, I see them going fast too. It's like, well, please don't run me over. Yeah, I think it may not be a boy. I think everyone just wears, you know, leggings or joggers. You know, jeans cost too much. Do they? I guess good quality jeans. But I feel like they last forever unless you get big like me. You have to buy another size up every once in a while. But yeah, that would be my public comment. Like I'll just go there. Like the kids are not wearing jeans anymore, guys. And I want trustees, supervisor, what can we do for the kids to wear jeans? They're too comfortable. Let's get them all 3-piece suits like Zoot Suit guy over here. Get them cool fedora hats. Maybe that will help change everything in the town. Like I'll be saying stupid stuff like that. The only jeans my son wears are the kinds that doesn't feel like jeans or are black. There are pants, but they're not cheap. That they look like jeans, but they have really that stretchiness to them. I don't know what they call them, but usually when I see them, they're not cheap. Like I don't know if they have those on Amazon or anything. Oh, you gonna start wearing corduroy? Okay, you going way back, bro. All right, Storm and Florida. You know what? Start that. Like. No one wears jumpers anymore. unless you're a farmer. Like no one wears the jumper suits anymore. Oh, they're back. All right, let me stop talking.
I'm sorry, y'all. DeMarcus.
Yep.
There we go.
right, do we have a motion to come back into regular session?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
It's 7:01.
Okay.
Okay, trustee Wiedemann,
Yes.
trustee Carlisle,
Yes.
supervisor pro tem Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion passed.
All right, next on the agenda is action following closed session. Do we have a motion for item A? Right, I'll read it. Possible action related to the supervisor's vehicle stipend, which the supervisor has received for the duration of her term. Motion.
Yeah, what they're gonna do? They're gonna strip her vehicle
No action on that motion at this time.
Whoop, whoop, motion fails.
Is that, does that do over?
No, we don't have to do a roll.
Okay, all right. Any discussion on that?
You miss $15?
Just for the record, I'd like to say that
For you.
that's just a vote pertaining to this meeting, not as a whole. Next on the agenda, under action following closed session, item B, approval of settlement agreement, Marvella Green, v. Thornton Township and Tiffany Henyard, Township Supervisor, case number 23-L-005185.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Right, any discussion?
What is the action they're taking?
All right, call the roll, please.
what I wanna know.
Trustee Wiedemann,
Yes.
trustee Carlisle,
Yes.
supervisor pro tem Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Okay. How much is it for?
All right. Next item is trustees' report. Does anybody have anything to report?
That's what I wanna know what the amount was and what it was about, but I don't know if they'll reveal that.
Next on the agenda is supervisors' report. Nothing in there? All right. Well, actually, I don't know if I should say anything under trustee or supervisor, but however, all I want to say is just very quickly, and you guys kind of stole my thunder already, but I agree 100%. Just don't forget, we have an election coming up. I might be stealing the clerk's thunder, but the early voting is going on present. The clerk could correct me if I'm wrong. However, I believe everything is open till 7 p.m. Or is that everywhere, or just like, say, Cal City? I'm mostly at Cal City, so I have not. Do you know that the times are?
Yeah, except for downtown.
And then, okay, gotcha. And then Saturday and Sunday as well. Different hours, but, so right up until Election Day, early voting is going on, and of course, April 1st is Election Day, so just please, everybody come out, vote, and let your voice be heard.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a sheet of the times by the clerk's office, if you'd like to have a sheet of where the polling places are and the location and the time.
Right, next is adjournment. Do we have a
Motion to adjourn. Aye.
Motion.
Second.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even see you. Do you have something for us, sir?
Can we give Al a minute to talk about the grants? Hello, Mr. Kendall.
Hello there, I saw your daughters out front as I came in. I was only ready to adopt them. I want to thank everyone, give an honor to God who is the light of my life, and thank you for granting me a few moments of your time. I wanted to remind everyone that we do have a historic job fair. It's going to be hospitality hires. We'll have over 60 employers that will be down at the Palmer House, and they're hiring on the spot. And we're looking for those all over Cook County who are interested in jobs in order to apply. But not only jobs, for careers, because for the Chicago Cookforce Workforce Partnership, we work to develop careers. We're not just trying to get you a job, we're trying to help you develop a career.
Thank you.
So if you have a crumb snatcher at home, send them down, they can interview, they can start in that process. I'm gonna give you my cell number for those who are listening, so you can follow up rather than be here and try and be a little commercial. So we do have a solar panels for your homes, and those who are interested in applying for free at the County Board President Tony Preckwinkle and the Board of Commissioners. My number is 313-434-3851. 313-434-3851. I can send you the link. You can go over the details and apply. President Preckwinkle and the Board of Commissioners, they have allotted over $50 million to address youth violence and wraparound services across Cook County. So therefore, it's $20 million in intervention dollars, grants that school districts, not-for-profits can apply for. The township, they can get their groups to apply for. Again, send me the text, I'll send you the link. And then there's $10 million in wraparound services to reduce recidivism across Cook County. And so it's important that people who are involved in this apply. Again, it's only for suburban
It's
Cook.
definitely Detroit.
It's only for suburban Cook. Yes, it is a,
Detroit area
it
code.
is a different, that's right. I ran Michigan.
Somebody just said that.
I ran Michigan for Obama, so I kept the number because I still go back for other kind of work, but I can't talk about that now.
That's okay.
The other is, and then lastly, well, those are the two most important things that I wanted you to make sure to apply for. And if you send me a text, I'll send you what the other is, because for park districts and people involved in creative arts, there is a arts placement grant that awards from $50,000 to $250,000 to individuals that are creating creative spaces that the community can use. And so the Cook County Board President and the Board Commissioners have awarded these dollars for those who are involved in the arts to create safe places and spaces that will be permanent throughout all of Cook County. And so your groups can work together collaboratively on these places. But again, you send me the text, I'll send you the link, and one of the webinars tomorrow afternoon. So you want to send me the text tonight so I can text you the detailed information that you can follow up.
Okay.
The job fair is on April the 15th at the Palmer House. But I will also send that, also is in the text as well.
Okay.
Now, I guess you guys passed the, that would be the CDBG and the Invest in Cook grants. And we have been honored to work with the, well, I had to make sure that you guys got it in, but you guys did get it in since you passed it last week. And so we'll try and be helpful to the township on those two things.
Okay.
Invest in Cook is President Preckwinkle's program of putting out over $20 million all over suburban Cook to help do potholes and other improvement in infrastructure dollars. But I'll come back another time to explain to you all the other ways in which we have supported municipalities in the township. But thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. All right.
All right, now we can adjourn.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Yes, a second.
Okay. All right, call the roll, please.
Okay. Trustee Carlisle?
Yes.
Trustee Wiedemann?
Yes.
Supervisor Pro Tem Gonzalez?
Yes.
Definitely vetting him.
Motion, meeting adjourned 7:09.
Woohoo!
All right, awesome.
Meeting is over.
All right, people, meeting is over. So, no idea what that guy is all about. I know a few guys think it's a scam. I would have to know more information about him. Aluminum siding. So yeah, you guys, I have no idea. All I know is we were talking about his clothing and how he dressed for success. But, you know, some of you guys think he's out to dress to scam. I have no clue. But in terms of what they did at this meeting, and let's go back to the, let's see, where can I just do it right here? Yeah. We can go back to what we have here. Pretty quick. I mean, the only thing that was a little odd is the fact that that was someone threw that in there. And even the people who are running the IT services said we didn't put that in there. So that was weird. They didn't say anything about, I guess the closed session just kept that closed. They didn't say anything about that when they left. And they didn't do anything about the vehicle stipend. And for this case right here, they agreed. I tried to look for the amount of money, and it could be public record. I can't find it right now as I'm sitting here. But they agreed to I guess, the payout for this lawsuit. And again, if you do not know what this lawsuit is about, I'll tell you real quick. It's about allegations of negligence and wrongful death related to COVID-19 workplace safety protocols. This person, Miss Green, was an employee. She got COVID and went home, and her husband contracted the virus and passed away. So she filed this lawsuit claiming that the township failed to implement protective measures leading to her catching COVID. No idea any more than that. Not sure of the details in the case. Try to look for the damages, how much there was given. Can't really see that. I'm looking through it right now real quick as we talk. I'm just kind of trying to think of how much would it usually be for workplace negligence kind of cases. We're kind of looking at certain things. That could be a 6-7 figure payout. Wrongful death. That's usually at least $1 million, right? I mean, if you guys looked at a lot of wrongful death lawsuits, especially if it's based on workplace, they're not throwing out 50,000. So for them to agree, it must be significant, probably in the 7 figures. So they agreed for that. Other than that, that was it. They had no trustees report, didn't have any supervisor report. And then the guy, you guys call Stacey Adams. You guys think that he's trying to sell some stuff? I don't know. Amway. You guys know all of those Ponzi scheme weird companies. At one point, I thought that, what was it? The Avon lady, was that like selling the real products, or that was a scam too? I don't know. I have no idea. I just remember seeing that, or Herbalife representative. If it's attorney's fees, it's thousands. I don't know. Wrongful death is that's a lot of money. Someone died. Yeah, Brittany, I wonder too, and I'm interested, like, they didn't fight. I guess they tried to, but at this point, maybe I don't know when they actually they lost it. Was it 2 years ago where COVID was a little bit more on the brain and people were just trying to figure out who's responsible for what? Did this, if this happened, if it's already agreed to a while ago, I don't know. Tupperware. Yep. Joint that friend that you didn't see for a long time. You probably saw him in high school, and then you see him maybe 15 years later. All of a sudden, he invites you out, and he pitches you a nice, lovely MLM, like a nice multi-level marketing scam. So Avon was one. Okay. So I'm not. Yeah, that's what I heard. I mean, I wouldn't know, but it was a lot of those companies that were Ponzi schemes. There was no way possible that you started from the ground would ever make any money. It's always people on top. Just mathematically, the way Ponzi schemes are constructed, there's no way that you can get 20 people to be underneath you and then have 20 people under you. You literally will run out of human beings. Like, it doesn't. When you hear it, when you have no money and you kind of struggle, it kind of makes sense. But when you've been through a few of them, or at least being, sold a few of them, you realize that, a lot of these Ponzi schemes are waste of crap. So I don't know if that guy is. I know you guys have your different opinions on him. I do not know. But as this is over, let's talk about this mayor here, Lynwood Mayor Jada Curry. That's her face right there. Or maybe we should use something else. We'll use this one. You see her and Tiffany Henyard here. This was a mailing. I guess whoever sent this was people who are against Jada Curry. And we're going to watch this video here. And, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. So Lynwood Mayor, actually, hold on a second. Let me make sure I got all my stuff in order. Okay. So, hold on a second. Okay, got it. So Lynwood Mayor Jada Curry is getting paid almost triple what her salary is supposed to be. So her salary is looking like more like a CEO's salary than a small town mayor's. Lynwood has about 9,000 people, or maybe 10,000. I think it's 9,000. And she's pulling in nearly $100,000 last year with a position that's only supposed to pay $20,000. So a lot of people are pissed off. Questions are not being answered. So the CVS had to practically hunt her down to get a word. So there's some shady behavior here, and it's interesting that she's posing with Tiffany Henyard because of other accusations beyond just the money situation. Her behavior and Tiffany Henyard are very, very close together in terms of how they operate. Using their power to hook up friends and family while leaving the public in the dark. It's like they're running their own little private club with only the well-connected get to play. I guess you can call that Illinois politics. So we're going to check out this story right here that talks about what's going on, and then we'll, pause and react to it. So let me put this up real quick for you guys. No, that's not it. Nice. All right. Make sure the sound, everything is okay. Let's check it out. No, fool, this one.
A South Suburban mayor up for re-election next week is feeling the heat from her residents and questions from our news team.
We spent months trying to get a simple answer about her salary. CBS News Chicago's Lauren Victory goes on the hunt for answers.
Morning, Mayor Curry. I'm great. This interaction is months in the making. CBS News Chicago heard from residents that Lynwood Mayor Jada Curry is taking home nearly triple the amount that's in the budget. Our calls and emails asking for an explanation didn't get us too far.
So you're already noticing it real quick. Lack of transparency, right? So they're trying to hunt this person down, this Mayor Curry, for months, trying to figure out why she's raking triple her salary, right? That's the first red flag right there. You're avoiding questions like it's the plague, and usually the answer is going to probably get you dragged. So it's wild that CBS News had to practically show up to even get a word. That's what you know is obviously it's a serious situation. So you're telling me that a town or a mayor of a village of 9,000 people is out here stacking $100,000 a year? For what? Showing up? I mean, it looks like she's trying to finesse the system and she's not being subtle about it. But the way she's moving, it looks like she's daring people to call her out. So this is pretty unreal stuff here. Let me go press this play. Cool.
So we took a trip to the south suburb. Can we talk to you about some questions circulating about your salary?
Sent over a statement to you all.
A statement that led to even more questions about how taxpayer money is being spent in Lynwood. More on that after some quick history. In 2021, Jada Curry ran for village president, aka mayor. Well before the election, this ordinance drastically reduced the salary of its next to-be-determined mayor. $85,000 a year dropped to $20,000. We know Curry knew about the pay cut because she was a trustee, and her vote is recorded right here, opposing the $20,000 salary.
You just made $93,000.
Now fast forward to 2025.
Do you have an explanation for that?
I'll take your question and follow up with you. Thank you.
Curry is running for a second term.
Okay, so I think she's actually going to be gonna vote for her on April 1st. So now we find out that she knew about the pay cut before she ran for office. She literally voted against it when she was a trustee. So she knew the money was going to drop to $20,000, but then runs anyway, and then somehow ends up with triple that. So it's interesting, right? It's like you sign up for a job, let's say for a regular like menial job at a retail store, but then you're demanding manager money after your first shift. It's like, and it's a little odd there. But I guess we'll check out more of it, see what exactly is going on.
Her first mayoral campaign on a platform of transparency. Transparency. Is that what you call ignoring public records requests? CBS News Chicago had to get the Illinois Attorney General involved to compel Lynwood to comply with the law. It took the village nearly 2 months to hand over Mayor Curry's payroll records. Here's what we finally learned. Curry brought home almost $100,000 in 2024. She's currently paid to be village president, $20,000, cannabis commissioner, $5,000, liquor commissioner, $10,000, $35,000 in the budget. So where'd the extra cash, more than $60,000, come from?
That's That's hilarious. So her campaign is supposed to be about transparency, right? She ran, saying that she's going to bring transparency to Lynwood. But CBS had to drag these payroll records out of Lynwood like they were buried somewhere. And if your whole thing is about being honest and upfront, then you don't need to act like you don't know what's going on when people ask about your paycheck. Shady doesn't even cover it. This is crazy.
What do you say to people that are confused about what you're being paid?
I've given you your written response.
That written response mentioned earlier does account for the additional money. She's paid for meetings, we were told. It's right there on Curry's pay stub, $2,500 every 2 weeks. Wait, a mayor paid for meetings?
Well, who's making the decision about these kind of perks of the office?
Hold on a second. So, okay. So, $2,500 every 2 weeks just to show up for the meetings. Are you serious? Give me that job. I want $2,500 every 2 weeks to show up for meetings. That's more than a lot of people do. So that's about $5,000 a month to show up. It's like they're paying her overtime just to clock in. Who approved this? And again, where's that kind of money is coming from? So if you're being a mayor means getting paid just for breathing in a room, then obviously sign me up. Like I would take that. It's insane that they're trying to pass this off like this is a normal part of the job. I guess if you're really good at one thing, it's to get paid to do absolutely nothing. To get paid $5,000 to sit in a meeting is kind of ridiculous, right? I mean, she's just collecting checks to exist. It's amazing.
That you get paid for extra work that is in fact part of the job description.
David Greising spoke to us in general about public official salaries. He heads up the watchdog group, Better Government Association.
Typically, the mayor doesn't have the right to raise their own salary.
Would you like to sit down for a formal interview? Curry literally closed the door on the opportunity to explain where in the budget it says she's supposed to be paid $65,000 a year to go to meetings. Her representative later sent us the previous mayor's pay stub to show he too was compensated for meetings. Ah, yes, there it is, a whopping $900. Not.
Wait. So, I tell you, what is going on in Illinois? So they thought, you know what? We'll get CBS. We'll show what the previous mayor made, and you see, he got paid $900 for the meetings, while she's getting paid $60K. Well, that worked. That really worked. That was a great idea.
65 G's. Lauren Victory, CBS News, Chicago.
Curry's representative tells us her meeting pay is part of a $372,000 allocation labeled administrative salaries. At least one trustee who voted on that same budget tells us she's never heard of meeting pay.
Terrible. Just terrible. Let's put her back up there. So I don't know what's in the air. I don't know. That was just, it seemed like it was just a maneuver to get her as much money as possible and then to pretend that this is normal. I mean, typically the mayor doesn't have the right to raise their own salary, but that's the whole point of public service. You don't give yourself a raise just because you feel like it. But then when they press her, she just straight up slams the door. You out here living large on taxpayer money and can't even come up with a single, you can't come up with an answer to this question, a simple question. You know, so many people, so many of these mayors are out here running the town like it's their own personal ATM, and people are getting upset. They're getting mad. You can't just lock yourself in office and hope this blows over. I mean, Lynwood needs, answers to this, and she's out there, playing hide and seek. I've already discussed this. I don't know what's going on. I mean, to compare the pay stubs, it's. My guy was getting $900 for meetings, not $65,000. That's a whole different universe of pay. How do you even justify that? The problem is you can't. And the best part, one of the trustees didn't even know about it. So you mean to tell me no one is checking the books? No one is checking the books. So these administrative salaries line sounds like a money laundering scheme. Again, to me. allegedly, right? It's vague enough to fly under the radar, but fat enough to make bank. At this point, it's clear someone is gaming the system, and you wonder how long has this been going on and how many other small towns are pulling the same stunt. Probably a whole lot. Probably a whole lot. So there's actually more going on with Jada Curry. I will probably have to add a lot of these documents when I cut this out and make it into a separate video. But a lot of people have been calling out for an investigation on Mayor Jada Curry over some very serious stuff. This is some stuff that's very similar to Mayor Henyard. So let me explain. Apparently, she let her brother by the name of James Edwards allegedly run an illegal bar in Lynwood for months without a liquor license and didn't do anything about it. Considering this extremely shady, she is the local liquor commissioner. So people are saying that her inactions hurt the integrity of the government and caused an unfair playing field for other businesses. So for about 7 months, this bar was operating without a license until the state of Illinois finally had to shut it down. Meanwhile, again, it's all alleged, Mayor Curry, who's supposed to be enforcing liquor laws, just looked the other way. And if it wasn't just a brother in on it, apparently the building director, who actually performed at the bar, was also involved. They were reportedly buying liquor from a location in Lansing without the proper licenses or permits. So there's a lot going on. And apparently it gets even messier. And I'll try to put as much as I could put in the video for tomorrow. But the real owner of the bar turned out to be a convicted felon who cannot legally own the business. Again, it's all alleged here. He's been allegedly using James Edwards and their mom, I think Sheena Edwards, as fronts to run the place. Sheila has been listed as the manager. So this is just one bad illegal operation, just a lot of bad choices, and obviously alcohol. Some other stuff that we have talked about, that the residents are talking about, and I've seen some information about this the last couple of weeks actually on this mayor. She's been fining businesses, throwing out fines for other businesses for small things like late tax payments while giving her brother illegal bar a free pass. Residents are saying this is straight up corruption and favoritism, and obviously they're demanding answers. But as you see from the previous clip, she's not really interested in providing a lot of answers. And there's a lot of evidence pointing to a lot of this going on. Apparently, a lot of Facebook posts identify Tyrone as the owner. Again, allegedly, videos of this person buying liquor for resale, proving that he is selling without a license. Again, all alleged. And there's business registrations both for these businesses like catering and food services, which people are saying linked to that illegal bar. So there's a lot going on with this person here. Obviously, violations for selling alcohol without a license, fraud for putting other people's names on a business, conflict of interest, ethics violations. I mean, some people even mention RICO Act. I mean, we're all throwing out RICO all over the place, but it's not a good look for Mayor Curry. And as you see, paying herself for other roles that no one even knew about, hiking her liquor commission salary. So if she wants to win election, how's she going to explain this? How's she going to explain her salary that could jump from the $20,000 to $85,000, making her going to be taking home about $140,000 for running a village less than 10,000 people? So some people believe that she's acting worse than Tiffany Henyard. It's a hot mess. It's amazing that this type of people just continue to siphon the resources. Again, this is all alleged, but I'll put the name. I kind of ran this real fast. I don't have the name of the bar, but I'll definitely put it on when I clip this and take this out. I don't remember the name of the bar, but the bar is closed at this point, I believe, because Illinois the state had to jump in. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll try to put the name of the bar in the description box below. But this is what we have here, and I believe she is the first Black female mayor of Lynwood, I believe. Yeah, everyone has the first Black whatever, but I'm going to try to look more into this, but it's a few days until she gets we got the elections coming up, but that's a lot going on, and that's a big problem in my opinion. Saxena says her husband's a police officer. It doesn't even matter now, right? Like once you're able to, or once it looks like for a lot of these people, once they think they can just move around things, and again, it's a village of only 10,000 people. Who's gonna know about all this? Who's gonna follow all this? Everyone's just doing their thing. I don't know the conditions in Lynwood. You guys could let me know. Is Lynwood taken care of? How's the roads? How's the law enforcement? Is she taking care of everyone? I mean, you guys can let me know. I don't live there. But that's just a lot of money for the amount of people that live in the village. I don't think anyone should be taking home, as a mayor or a public servant, $140,000 for running a village of less than 10,000 people. That's ridiculous. I mean, for Henyard, she took a salary from someone else that passed away. Obviously, I don't think she should have got that money either, but I understand it was a long-term salary or whatever. And the township is running multiple municipalities, at least over 100,000 people. But to make that kind of money is outrageous in my opinion. Corruption is running really high. So I'll try to put some of the stuff that I saw or documents I saw on Lynwood. But Jada Curry, she's running for her second term. Doesn't want to talk about how she's able to finesse the village. It's a bad look. Whatever you call it, it's a terrible look. And I think a lot of people are trying to move past this and trying to find people who are going to be transparent with them. And what you see here, she's not being transparent at all. And it looks like she's similar to Henyard, brings her family and friends to get benefits while everyone else gets the opposite of that. I agree. I agree. It seems like it never ends. It's a never ending situation. Don't put that on her. The mayor, Lynwood, is really good. So you're saying that she's doing a good job, or are you saying Lynwood is being taken care of? I'm not sure. The new supervisor salary will be $57,000. That's not bad. That's good entry level. And again, when you're running for, it's interesting that we live in a society where a politician goes to Washington, and if they're there long enough, they become multimillionaires. And it's not like they're a business. They didn't build a business. I mean, most of the people who are running for these offices never ran a business. So you see a lot of, and it doesn't matter if Republican or Democrat, that they come in maybe with $1 million or $2 million, maybe, and then they finish their career and they have they have tens of millions of dollars. It's like, how do you get that kind of money? You're not a business owner. You didn't build anything. You're there to vote, not vote, to bring initiatives. So it's interesting how we now, like, the political class are like ultra wealthy, and you're wondering how's that possible. So, like I said, straight up ridiculousness. Lynwood's got a mayor acting and moving like a mob boss. Again, allegedly pocketing cash, playing favorites with her family's illegal businesses. And obviously Tiffany Harris is not looking much better after all the shady stuff that she has done. I mean, she left town. She's not even there at this point, but she spent her term hooking her friends and family up while ignoring some of the issues that was going on in the broader public, not giving people a chance, locking people out of things, not being transparent. So, like I said, both of these mayors were running their villages like private clubs. Only the most well-connected got to play. But the election's coming up. We'll see who is able to get a new position or gets kicked out. We'll see. But it's exactly PDX. Exactly. Obviously, once you get into those rooms where you could dictate, the flow of what happens in the stock market. Yeah, because you already know. I mean, Nancy Pelosi, there's apps out there, services that you sign up for, and all they do is follow Nancy Pelosi's stock moves or a lot of these politicians' stock moves, because they're better than the most seasoned professional stock trader. They know what's going on. They know what the next law or the next provision that could dictate certain industries. So they just bet on the winners and obviously sell the losers. So yeah, of course, that's also a big problem. I'm all for, in my opinion, that if you go into public service, especially in the House or the Senate, whatever you want, representatives, House, Senate, you should not be investing in the stock market, because you kind of already know what's happening. You know that there's a big bill going to come down the line that's going to boost one industry. So you're going to get people to vote. You're going to get people to basically invest and get that stock. That's incentivizing all the mess that's probably happening right now. Succeeding Sue said, the funny thing is I'm in chat with there's people from Indiana, Illinois. A couple people caped for Jada Curry, but many are complaining. I mean, if you feel that, or at least those people feel like she's doing a great job and she deserves that money, then go ahead, vote. I just think that's a bit much. And I think she should be able to communicate that before the election, to explain these movements and how she's looking to get even more money, because if she gets elected again April 1st, I think it jumps back up, so she makes even more money. So if you want to make your voice count, if you fed up with this, then you should vote. If not, if you like it, then do what you gotta do. Sylvia Allen says, you're $9K, very low crime, very low everything, $30K for the most. Yeah, I would assume that'd be a part-time job if you're running a village of 9,000. You don't need to be there. I wouldn't consider that a full-time job. So I don't know, but that's just my opinion on that. Offering $20K for mayor's salary, it depends on the size of the village. It depends. I think small towns and you're there part-time, you still have another job. You may have your full-time job. I don't see that being that big of a deal. I mean, maybe we'll say 30, but yeah, I'll say 30. 30 is fine for a part-time job. Yeah, for 9,000 people, it's definitely not the 100 whatever that Jada Curry is producing. That's a bit much, but small towns, I don't think it needs to be that much. Do you think Tiffany's on top of the shady business, or there's someone? There's definitely more. It's a machine. As I've checked out a lot of what the people have been saying, the people who are in the situation, a lot of just research or just looking at the history of stuff. Tiffany, just taking Tiffany Henyard out the puzzle does not solve the problem. Tiffany Henyard was just a really loud, squeaky wheel in this machine, and they turned on her. She's out. But to think that everything is going to be okay because Tiffany Henyard is not there, no, there's going to be problems. And obviously not necessarily I'm talking about Dalton, but the rest of the Southland, the amount of issues that's been going on. I mean, even right now with the supervisor position, right? They're voting, and it's Napoleon Harris and Nate Fields. They're fighting against that. And at one point, everyone was all together went to get Tiffany out, but now Tiffany's out. Now they're fighting, throwing all types of accusations at each other. I guess the surrogates, not necessarily themselves. Napoleon, I don't think he spoke at all. I don't remember what the man sounds like. I think he may have done some local stuff, but the man has not showed up in the meeting. Hasn't spoke again publicly. Well, I'm sure he can call any of the networks, and if he wanted to speak, he could. I guess he's not. I guess he doesn't have to. I mean, he can just run the clock out. You're probably going to become supervisor, and he hasn't said a word. So, I don't live there. I keep saying that, but it's important. Like, I don't understand how things work. I would assume you're running for something you want to talk, but maybe you don't. Maybe you know what? I don't need to say a damn thing, and I'm gonna get elected. That's pretty badass. I don't know if that's great in terms of democracy or at least representation, but people like him. He played football, so good luck. Good luck. But on that note, people, yeah, actually, there's another mayor that someone told me about. I don't remember, and they made a whole bunch of money too. Let me see. Let me talk about it real quick before we depart. It's yeah. Is there any videos based on that? Hold on a second. So someone said there's a mayor in Quincy, Massachusetts. Never heard of this city before in my life. And this mayor is making a whole lot of money, but I don't know if I'll be able to find it. I don't know if someone made a video about it or something. What's the name? What's the name of the mayor? Okay. Okay, this is a quick video. I just want to show you just a lot of the corruption, man. It's wild stuff.
Its biggest. The mayor of Quincy.
Hold on. Just right before we leave, I want to show you guys this real quick. Let me pop that out. Oh, Quincy's outside of Boston. Oh, thank you, Tasha. Appreciate that. Let's just check this out real fast.
Quincy is now on track to get a whopping 79% pay raise. City leaders just pushed that proposal past its biggest hurdle. WBZ's Brandon Truitt has been following the story for us. And Brandon, this would make the mayor of Quincy one of the highest paid city leaders in the entire country.
Right, and the mayor was not here tonight at this meeting, but it's essentially one that locked in his pay raise. A representative for the mayor, though, said that this was about the position and not the person.
285 certainly is cause for pause.
It's a 24/7 job. There's no vacation time, there's no sick time. The mayor is the mayor.
Leaders in Quincy had a lot of business to get to Monday, but without a doubt, the marquee debate came over the mayor's pay and his proposal to give himself a raise for the first time in a decade. Right now, Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch makes just over $150,000, but after hiring a firm to look over the numbers, the mayor is proposing a $285,000 salary for his position. That's higher than the mayors of New York, Chicago, and Boston, and well above the salary for U.S. senators and representatives.
Do you guys see this? Quincy is a city with over just 100,000 people. This is not a major city. This is not New York City. As you see, it's not New York, it's not Chicago, it's not Boston, it's not Oakland, it's not Vegas, it's not any of those areas. And you got a dude that they're trying to make $258,000 a year. What is happening? What is going on in what's going on in Massachusetts? What's happening? Who's he taking care of? Like, like the mayor of New York City, millions of people. He gets, that you can see that salary. Why are they paying this much money to like what's happening here? What's happening here?
We find the number to be fair, reasonable.
Of course he's saying that, because I was like, who is this person? He's the mayor chief of staff. That sound reason? No, it does not. It only sounds reasonable to you because that's your guy and you got to protect your guy. That doesn't sound reasonable at all.
In line with a number of other communities, if not today, then within the next year or two.
The mayor's chief of staff served as his representative Monday and says this new salary is in line with other cities and towns like Cambridge, Belmont, Lowell, and Plymouth. Other council members took issue with the process.
I would like to see something put in place where there is an incremental raise per year so that we're not revisiting this in 10 years.
I think it's outrageous.
He never talked about his salary as a campaign issue.
People against the pay raise gathered outside before the meeting and sat in the gallery during it, feeling shut out, they say, by a process that had little room for public input.
I'm deeply disappointed in the city council's spineless vote in favor of this outrageous amount of money.
No one, even in the private sector, gets that much of a raise in 1 year.
There was one city councilor who voted against this. It will get final approval at a city council meeting in 2 weeks and would go into effect at the new year. Live in Quincy, Brandon Truitt, WBZ News.
So I think they did approve that. Yeah, it says they approved the raise. So the salary is there. If it changes, if I'm wrong, I'll correct myself. But that's crazy. And only one person voted against it. So you have to ask yourself, why did they vote yes? Because I'm guessing that this mayor that wasn't had the courage to show up to speak about this himself. He had to get someone else to talk about this. And you see how everything just kind of moves on. They take care of each other. That's why I never really would ever be in politics myself. I just can't do that. I just can't do it. I couldn't do it. Tasha says the median income of Quincy is $52,000. And this dude is making ball player money. Well, like minor league play or, G League. Actually, he's probably getting paid more than the G League basketball players. This dude is doing pretty well. And the fact that this was just able to go in and no one talks about it and they kind of just move on. I mean, this video only had like 400 something views. So, Mayor Thomas Koch could just keep balling. This happens everywhere. So that I hope you guys have this understanding. This is not, as much as we talk about Illinois, this is a nationwide issue of places that we don't know. There's small areas across the country, and there are people taking advantage of the situation, knowing that most people are not paying attention. They're out doing their own thing, and people like this can just walk around making an outrageous amount of money. More than, again, the mayor of New York City has to deal with 8 million people. Right? My mayor, Eric Adams, 8 million people he has to deal with. This guy has to deal with only 100,000, and he's getting paid more than Eric Adams. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Yes, I didn't have a chance to kind of talk about that and break that down. Maybe we'll do that. Again, towards the end of the Henyard and Dalton saga, but I guess we could still talk about that as well. It must be a pay and play. It must be some exchange for services. It must be something that they're going to do. If I'm going to vote for this ridiculous raise, then you got to give me something. And that's the problem with politics. That's why I don't want to participate. For him to get that, or even for the superintendent in Dalton, where all the kids are below reading and math levels, and I think that's nationwide. I think all our kids are stupid now. Unfortunately, I mean, I love kids, but I'm saying, if you're not actively participating in your child's education, especially because due to the pandemic, your kid is behind. Like, I think people who had the ability, not everyone had the ability to basically homeschool because that remote learning was garbage. If you didn't homeschool your kid is behind. So this guy is able to get a 60,000 raise, 60%. Why? Because he has to be taking care of the people that's going to do it. Right? That's the incentive. Hey, I'm going to vote for this ridiculous thing, but you hook me up, or hook my friends up, or hook my family member, give my family member a job, or hook me up with this. It has to. That's the only way this works. That's the only way that it works. This is not a vote based on the voting public. They should have that. The whole voting public should vote. Should this mayor make that much money? Should he get that kind of salary? And I bet you most people say no. But if he was awesome, then sure, you'll vote to approve his salary. A superintendent that has kids, that many children below reading and math level, should not get a raise at all. It really should be explaining how you still have a job. But I don't know. There's a lot going on. And it seems like the school district in Dalton has a lot of problems too. So this idea that it's only Henyard and Henyard is causing all this, no, it's deep-rooted corruption, deep-rooted greed. That's causing all these problems. Yeah, she leaving does make a big difference, but the machine still is moving. The machine just they spit her out, but it's still moving, and a lot of nonsense happening. So, on that note, guys, appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. We got a real quick, almost 2 hours. I got to go and take care of some things, but yeah, I'm gonna be dropping the video with Jada Curry in a bit. Add a few stuff that I had a chance to put in some documents so you guys understand what I'm talking about. But hit the like on your way out. Again, appreciate all the support. Thank you for all the super chats and everything. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. We'll be here again. I'll probably hit a live. Okay, we'll be doing lives once a week, even after this situation. I know next week is going to be a Dalton meeting. I'm assuming Henyard is not going to show up for these meetings anymore. So that's what, the 31st. Would I be? Yeah, I'll be here. I'm driving back on Monday, so I'll be here on Monday. We'll catch up. Maybe we'll talk about the school stuff because that seems to be outrageous. as well. But thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.